Hi guys, welcome to another video. Let's make some mahamri. We'll start with 4 cups of flour, half a cup of sugar. If you're a sweet tooth, you can add to 1 cup, but I find this is enough. Half a teaspoon of salt. Then we have cardamom. I've crushed some fresh ones, but if you don't have this, you can use 1.5 tablespoons of cardamom. Then once our dry ingredients are all together, let's give this a good mix before we continue adding the wet ingredients. The next step is to add our yeast. If you are sure of your yeast, you can add it directly, but if you're not sure of the freshness, please proof it for around 5 minutes first using a little bit of flour and a little bit of milk or warm water. Then next, we're going to use coconut cream. This is very important for the flavor, but if you don't have coconut cream, you can use coconut milk. And because I'm using coconut cream today, I'll just substitute the rest with milk. You can also use coconut water fully 100% or coconut milk 100% or water, and let it be room temperature to warm. We're going to get in everything, then give this a good mix before adding the next ingredient. Now our next ingredient is butter. You can add half a teaspoon of butter now. Alternatively, if you have margarine, please add that instead. Then knead everything together and start adding your milk or water or coconut milk bit by bit until everything comes together. Here we are going to knead until our dough is soft. You want a very soft dough, not a tough one. Otherwise, your mahamris are going to be really, really tough. So just be patient here. It's a bit of work, but the results are very, very nice. So add your milk bit by bit, but don't worry. In the event you add in more liquid than the flour, you can always adjust your dough using a little bit of flour at a time until your dough stops sticking. Once your dough comes together, we'll add the remaining half a tablespoon of butter or margarine, then knead this together until it is uniform. At this point, you're going to know if your dough is still very wet or you need to add a little bit of flour like I did. So I'll just add a little bit, then knead until my dough stops sticking. This is usually a good step for me to just get rid of all the dough that is still on my hand until my hands are clean. Then knead, because sometimes your dough is not wet, but the flour that is still sticking to your hand may make you think that your dough is wet. So just knead. As you can see, mine stopped sticking. It's beautiful. It's nice and soft. It bounces back and it's not tough at all. So we're going to set this aside, cover it, and let it proof for around 30 minutes to 45 minutes for the first proofing. I like proofing my dough twice. So I'll set this aside in a warm place, then let's come back later. This is after the first proofing. Remember, the weather right now is not as hot. So after around 30 to 45 minutes, it had doubled in size. I kneaded it a bit, punch it down, then reshape once again, and then set it aside. Now this is around 45 minutes to 1 hour. Just look at that beauty. I think this has also tripled in size. This is what the second proofing does basically. So this is pretty, and my favorite part, punching down the dough. It's just good practice to knead the dough a bit within the bowl before rolling it. But for mahamris, we go an extra step. Dust your pans or your trays or your plates before starting to roll or prep anything, because mahamris cook really fast. So you want to cut everything out so that when you're frying, it's just one time. The next step is to shape your dough into a uniform circle. You can choose any shape you want, but let it be even. Then you're going to cut it into around 8 to 12 pieces. What we are trying to do is to get equal balls. So this is the process, or this is what I do. I just divide it into 8 pieces, but if you're using a bigger batch, of course it will be more. I'll cut them out, then roll them into balls like illustrated. I'll try to have all the balls around the same size. So I'm using the palm of my hand to measure, and of course you can know if one ball is bigger than the other. If it's bigger, just cut it out and repeat the process until you're done. Once you have all your balls prepped, we're going to first heat our oil, or start heating our oil before cutting out the mahamris, so that by the time we are done cutting them out, the oil will be ready for us to use. Roll out each ball one at a time into a medium-sized circle, not too big, not too small. You want it to be very even, very flat, not too thin as well, almost like chapati, if you know how to cook chapati, but I'll show you the size. It shouldn't be thin at all, and it shouldn't be thick, just somewhere around there in the middle. Once your circle is well shaped, just divide this into 4 pieces and set aside. Repeat the process until all balls are divided into 4 pieces. Now all our mahamris are already cut out into quarters. They're nice. This also helps them to proof a bit, which is not necessary but is important. I'm just checking if the oil is too hot before placing them, because like I said, they really cook fast. If you're not careful, you're going to end up with burnt mahamris. Just look at that beauty. Just, oh, the fluff. I am telling you, the fluff and the color. Just fry your mahamris to your preferred golden color. If you like a rich golden color, a light one. But my friends, this is beauty right here. I really love mahamris, and my family loves mahamris too. So look at that beauty. And they pair really well. The only thing that we missed this time were mbazi. I didn't have mbazis around. So, but look at that. The mark, the true mark is that white line you see. Yani, mahamris are just a masterpiece. Repeat frying them and keep an eye because they really cook fast, like I said. And once you're done, serve them hot with your favorite masala tea or black tea or a cup of coffee. Now look at that. They're really pretty, really golden. Let me show you how it looks on the inside. And of course, I did a test. Just look at how soft, how fluffy they are. And they're also hollow on the inside with just the right amount of meat. Just look at that masterpiece. Anyway, guys, thank you very much for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one. See ya.